Hey, hey. Say, hey, 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 hey. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? The world will never know until someone joins the live and they say, hey, Elvira. And I say, hey, hey, hey. What you gotta say? Can y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me. I see some emojis going up, so somebody in the background. Somebody's back there. Who back there? Who on the line with me? Who on the line with me now? Come on now. Who on the line with me? Who, guys? Hey. What's up? Hey, Courtney. Social media currency. Hey. Hey, Jim from the block. You walked out. Okay, I'm walked out. Okay, girl. Well, listen. I did not do good today. Tanya Bond. What's it giving today? What y'all doing? It's blazing in Cali. Yes, 97 degrees here. It's raining. Whoo, they said I'm not going to get home until 5:17, y'all. I live 25 minutes away from my job. So the extra 5 minutes is due to traffic. So y'all gonna ride with me. Come on, take a ride with me. Come on and take a ride with your sis, okay? Y'all better get into these lives. I got another live. We going live again, 7:30 EST. 7:30 EST. We going live again. Me and Sister Paulette. We going live again, 7:30 EST, all right? Y'all better show up. Y'all better show up. I know. I was supposed to be over there yesterday, but your girl had to go out and get her some shmoney, okay? Like Paulette would say, get that shmoney, sis. Yeah, I had to go out and do me a little dashing, do a little dashing. I might hit the dash today. I might hit the dash today. So all is well. All is well. I'm headed home. Traffic is heavy. Traffic is super heavy. So it's to be expected. This is new. I'm not used to leaving work this late. I'm used to leaving around like 2 o'clock. But today it went by pretty fast. I was busy from the time I walked into the office until the time I got out. I had very little of downtime today. But all in all, it was a good day. I could do a Monday and Friday schedule. I could definitely do a Monday through Friday schedule. Thank you, social media currency. Tanya, you my only mod in here right now. So I want you to be, watching the chat, Tanya. Make sure nobody says nothing crazy. If they do, just remove their comment. Just remove it. Yeah, you're right. See that comment right there, Tanya? Yeah. So today was pretty good. Today was a pretty good feel. And all of that. And I could do this. I could do this for sure. So, hey SB, how are you? How are you? So yeah, so we'll be going live tonight. We'll be going live at 7:30. Me and Paulette, Life with Paulette. If you're not subscribed to her channel, please subscribe. We'll be talking about fashion or modesty in fashion, and more so like a conversation. Not telling y'all what to buy, what to wear, what to do, but more so a good conversation about modesty, how we feel about it, our journeys to modesty, all of that good stuff. So we'll be focused on that for now. Let me turn this chat on subscriber mode only. You gonna at least pay me for your time now. You ain't gonna come up in here just saying anything. You gonna pay me on the front end or the back end, but at the end of the day, you gonna pay me. Okay. One thing about E, she about her coin. So yes, we'll be talking about fashion. We'll be, kind of talking about how to put items together, how to, dress modest. I've been doing my modesty shorts. And Paulette's coming from, she has a testimony when it comes to her modesty, and how she kind of came into holiness and how she felt about changing up how she dressed and all of that to coordinate with modesty. So all of that stuff is very important. It's a transition. It's frustrating. It's very frustrating. It's not glamorous. You can make modesty glamorous, but the process of becoming more modest, the process of letting go of your pants and your jeans, I was a heavy denim girl. I love some denim jeans, and especially like Levi jeans. They just was the perfect little pair of jeans to put on my body, okay? So I definitely did not really, let's say, I felt liberated when I got rid of my jeans and my pants and stuff. I felt liberated. But for the most part, I still can't say that I enjoyed it. I did miss my pants after a while. Maybe about 6 months later, I started thinking about my jeans and I wanted them back. So I just, I missed them. And one thing about, learning about my faith more is understanding that, it's not the actual physical act of a thing, it's the desire of the thing, right? So my whole situation would be, after I got rid of it, I still wanted it. So therefore, I was still wrestling with that. I was still wrestling with that. I was still wrestling with no longer wearing makeup, which is why when I was battling with skin issues and my skin wasn't looking like it does now, when I was battling with skin issues, it really did hit harder, because I could just cover up a dark mark with concealer. Girl, because I didn't need it. I didn't need all of that. I could do a subtle natural look, and then when I was going out to an event or had something planned, I would then put on a full face of makeup and rejoice in that. So all in all, it was a transition. So us talking about tonight is going to be very interesting to kind of get to. There's two testimonies pretty much, and how we dress now. Like, what do we go off of? How do we incorporate and modesty? Let me just say that modesty 2025 in modern city. I'm super glad and super happy it's not it's not the 90s, because the 90s modesty was really not a thing. In the 90s, you looked, if you wasn't dressed like everybody else in the 90s, you look like an old lady. Now, we have bright colors, have so many things like to choose from. The pencil skirts kind of, go down. Those type of skirts, those type of feels, okay? The satin and the slip skirts or the slip dresses that we can do now, and then have like your undergarments. Like your undergarments are very important. So those types of things are what I feel like a lot of women kind of miss out on. And I don't want to give so much tea before the show, but I think a lot of women miss out and don't understand the objective of having undergarments. And an undergarment is basically shapewear. So that is to not make you look skinny. Because if you big, you gonna be big. And there's nothing wrong with being big, okay? But if you big, don't get no shapewear thinking it's gonna make you look skinny. The point of shapewear is to make everything stay in place. So if you are someone who has a little bit more hip than the other girls, you cannot just walk around with no shapewear. You need shapewear. You need to have that thing under control, okay? Because if you move, it's gonna move, and you don't want to be doing that, because that's pointless of being modest, okay? That's really pointless of being modest. So with that being said, I feel like it's going to be a good conversation, and I think sometimes people overthink modesty. People overthink covering your head. People overthink a lot of things, and it's hard being modest in 2025. It's not easy, especially when men have access to naked women on the internet for free, honey. And you walk out here and you're fully clothed and you got your head covered, and it's not easy. It's not. So yeah. So it's important to have that conversation. The men, they have a transition too. So it's not like they don't have to go through their transition. But if there was a guy who had long locks and then he wants to strive for holiness, or be modest in his apparel and cover up that nakedness and things like that, it could be a situation where he went through some things, and I think the guys need to have their own life for that. I think one of the biggest things for women is the transition into holiness, because we have to strip ourselves of so much and put a lot of investment into self-love and loving yourself the way that you are. And I know I see the little girls on the line. I see y'all still be filling in y'all eyebrows. Y'all be wearing tint. I don't know. I know makeup. I've been wearing makeup for a long time. I know the game of makeup. Just because I didn't do the whole full beat, I know the game of makeup. So there be people out here with, tinted lip chap and all of that stuff. But that's all right. SV says it's a lot of fashion inspiration for modest apparel. Exactly. That's exactly right. You said I don't wear them, but they still packed up. What you talking about? You said that's what I need to do. I'm still hanging on to them, girl. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's gonna be nice. So SV, if you free, definitely come through. Social media currency says EFP says snatch it right, snatch it tight. Yep. Snatch that thing on up. Get yourself looking smooth in your apparel. You don't have to wear shapewear with every outfit, but still put on something to kind of keep things in place. That is a form of modesty. Keeping things in place is a form of modesty. Especially, you can't help the way your body is built. You can't help your curves. Absolutely not. You can't help that, but you can help keeping it in place. You can help when you walk and it walk too. You can help that 100%. Now you walk and it's everything is moving and you not at home, then you need to put on some shapewear. You need to put on some type of slip. You know, nobody want to see all of that. I don't. But then again, I shouldn't want to, right? Okay. So yes. But then again, like I said, we'll be talking about that more tonight. Um, and that should be really cool. So that'll be at 7:30. We'll probably go for like I'm gonna shoot for a 2 hour show because I want to be realistic. I don't want to say, oh, we're only gonna be on here for an hour, knowing I could talk and Paulette can talk, and then knowing people gonna have comments and stuff. I'll do a 2 hour show tonight. Make that sacrifice. I have to get on the treadmill when I get home to get these steps in because I'm not missing a Monday. So I definitely got to go hit the tready to make sure that I get my 10K in for today. I did not wear my watch at all yesterday, which I'm not happy about, but it's all good. It's just a watch and it's just steps. I know I was active. So that's good. One thing I like is like I'm on my way home and I don't have to worry about logging back in. I can go home and like decompress. That is actually very freeing. I'm so used to going home and logging on and working some more. And then I'm also going home and, my little man not there. So, it's new territory. I'll say that. Yeah, I like my pants too. I did. I did. And when I let go of them, I was like in that high, like, oh yeah, I'm letting go of all my pants. I'm liberated. And then 6 months later, I'm like, I miss jeans. I miss that. I miss putting on a nice little pantsuit with a pair of heels. And then, things happen. So, but I choose God. I choose God and I choose modesty any day. Any day. I choose wearing a skirt and a dress any day. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. Hey, Paulette. I was just talking about you. I was reminding them that today at 7:30, you and I will be doing a live talking about modest apparel. So we have about 2.5 hours before we go live. I'm going to head home, sis. I'll be home around 5:24, it says now. So I'll be home soon, and I'm going to go home and go get on the treadmill, sis. So I'm going home, going to change out of my clothes, get on the treadmill, so that way I can be ready to talk and chat with you at 7:30. Well, at that time. So I got to get them steps in, sis. I did not wake up this morning to get them steps in. Hopefully tomorrow morning I can make the adjustment to get up early, get my running in early, so that way I can get my run in early. So when I get off of work, I can take a shower and come home and crawl in my bed. Ooh, woo! I love my bed. I work hard. Okay, I work hard. I work on my fitness. My diet has been horrible. So now that I'm at a stop, let me see if anybody said anything. You said, I miss wearing pants, especially when it's cold outside. Girl, put you on some leggings. I'm getting my walk in. Today, I feel like these 10K is pulling teeth today. Girl, yes. Y'all nephew is sending me stuff. So if the sound go out, it's because y'all nephew is texting me. I might need to turn that thing off. Hold on, y'all. Let me know. Can y'all hear me? Because I had to I had do not disturb on, but you could put it where certain contexts can disturb you. Thank you. So, yes, you could put it where certain contacts can push through that barrier and disturb you. So I have that for like legend, and my parents, but everybody else do not disturb. And I get to it when I get to it. That's how I've been feeling lately. That's just how I feel about it. And that's just how I feel about it mentally and whatnot. So those type of occurrences, sometimes it can just be a bit much, and then also too just not being in a healthy place. But one thing I can say is that, you know, I really do enjoy being able to connect with people when I'm in a low place. I thought, you know, all my life I've always retreated, and now I have, like, you know, people in my life that is like, hey, I know you're not feeling like yourself today. I could tell. What's wrong with you? And, you know, not to be nosy and pry, but just to be like, hey, you okay? You know, you all right? And I think that to me is wonderful. It's one of the blessings that I see by having older friends. It's crazy because the friends that are my age, child, we selfish, okay? My 30-year-old friends, selfish. Not in a bad way, but we're putting ourselves first. We're focused on the family, the kids. You know, that's where our focuses are. And a lot of my friends that are older than me, you know, they got older kids, or, you know, they're empty nesters, or they're, you know, their life is just going on. And then another thing too, they don't want anything that I have. They don't want anything. They're content. Let me say that. They're content, and not in a negative way. So not in a negative way, but they're content. So therefore, no one is looking at it through the islands of like jealousy. And not saying that my friends that are in their 30s are jealous at all. Honestly, I think that's one of my blind spots. I don't recognize when someone is jealous of me. I just don't, because that's a spirit I don't have, you know, even when I'm heartbroken and, you know, somebody might have something that I want, I feel a little sad, but I'm not jealous. I'm happy for that person. But the human being in me is like, oh man, I wish that was me. Hey, Inga. I'll be like, oh man, I wish that was me. So, you know, that's the human being in me. But I'm not a selfish person. Well, I could be selfish sometimes, but healthy selfishness. But I'm saying that I don't envy nobody. I'm not jealous of anyone. If someone is doing well, they're doing well. Anyway, back to the point. I've noticed that my older friends that are older than I by 10 and 20 years, they're the ones that pick me up and give me that kick on the bottom and be like, hey, let's go, you're doing all right, hey, I'm just checking on you, I love you. You know, those messages mean the world to me. I know that I'm in a place where I'm kind of, you know, I'm treading along, I'm tarrying, I'm pushing, but it does mean a lot to me to have people in my life that keep me motivated. And, you know, being a single parent and trying to figure things out, and, you know, just hustle is important. So learning that, having good people around you to bring you out, and talking to you guys make me feel so good. Like, the devil is so busy, and he always gets me with, I don't feel like going live today, I'm not in the mood, I'm not happy. And I'm like, man, you know, like, we can't live life like that. Like, you can't live doing things when you feel like it. You got to do it regardless, you know, because you have to. And that's one of the things, that's one of my blind spots that I'm working on. I'm working on, you know, pushing past that feeling, doing things when I feel like it and doing it because it needs to be done. You know, you made a commitment that you was going to go live yesterday at 7 o'clock. What happened? You know, what happened? And, you know, you allowed your emotions to dictate what you said you were going to do. And that's my strive. That's my goal. We got 6 more months left. After this month, we'll have 6 more months left in the year 2025. And I want to end these 6 months with a bang. Like, I want to take it off. I want to, and when I say take off, I want to just like really like end this end of the year with a bang. So I have no set goal on how long I'm going to be hitting these steps, how long I'm going to be doing this. I'm just doing it. I want to end 2025 with fire emojis, okay? I want to end 2025 with fire emojis. If you've made it this far in the live, hit a fire emoji in the live chat or hit it in the comments of the video. The signal is going to be super choppy right now, because I am in a very high congested area. So my signal always gets choppy around this time. So if it's choppy right now, I apologize. Inga says the devil tries to isolate you, so it's easier for him to get in your head. Fight every time. Listen, Inga, that